Is Elon Musk a national security threat? That's what I want to talk about in this video.
Mr. President, do you think Elon Musk is a threat to U.S. national security, and should the U.S., and with the tools you have, investigate his joint acquisition of Twitter with foreign governments, which include the Saudis?
Elon Musk's cooperation and/or technical relationships with other countries worthy of being looked at.
So if we look at what Elon did with Twitter, just purely on the surface, what did he do? This is a private citizen, a very powerful one in that, but still a private citizen of the U.S. purchasing a company for various reasons, right? But the reasons don't really matter. He purchased a company. He did a buyout. He got capital from himself and some of his friends, and he purchased Twitter. Now, Elon Musk's motives, as we've all witnessed in the past few weeks and in my past videos, I've talked about it. You know, his motives were to restore free speech on the platform, as Twitter has become, you know, the de facto public square in the 21st century. It's just how it is. You know, Elon bought it to restore free speech, among other things. He also bought it, not sure if you guys are familiar, but I follow the crypto and investment space quite closely, and another one of his motives is to have Twitter become a payment platform or vehicle to carry out his visions for X.com from the early 2000s. Would highly encourage everybody to go look into that, X.com, and a vision for that, because Elon, when he co-founded PayPal, he had a vision to make it, a peer-to-peer payment network, that would basically take big banks out of it and everything like that. And he didn't fulfill his vision, and he wants to do it with Twitter. So I would highly encourage everybody to look into that. But these are the reasons that he bought the platform. And we have a sitting president of the United States saying that this is potentially a national security threat. And I want to talk about the dangers of this position, okay? I want to talk about the dangers of why, if this is determined to be a national security threat, why this is a problem. And this is the problem. If the president continues to use even language, it's not even necessarily if he takes action. If he takes action, it's even worse. But if he even uses language to continue to label this as a national security threat, this is going to set a precedent to allow the government of the United States, the most free country in the world, supposedly, to single out individuals that have power in the private sector, that have power in private society, not in the public sector, to single them out, to punish them, and to potentially investigate them using the power of our intelligence agencies because they are a, quote, national security threat. And as we all know, with governments in power, the easy term to use to give yourself more power as a government is to say safety and security. If you look at the Patriot Act, an act that was justified for national security reasons, was arguably the most violating act of all time as far as civil liberties go and privacy for American citizens, was justified under the term of safety, was pushed through Congress because it was labeled as something for the safety of American people after 9/11. Okay? Look at COVID, the lockdowns. Whether you agree with them or not, these lockdowns, these are draconian in some cases policies, were justified with the term of safety being used. Okay? This is the precedent that the term safety can set with governments. So when we see them labeling Elon Musk, when we see Joe Biden saying that Elon Musk potentially could be a national security threat because he wants to help free speech stay alive in the country, is a major issue. It's a major problem. And really what we need to do as American people is we need to push back on this. We need to take action. We need to let them know we are not okay with this, that it is not a violation of any sort. It is not a national security risk at all. We saw the president speak about his potential dealings with other countries, Elon Musk. And Elon, being the innovator that he is, the man who, like I've said before, created Tesla, electric cars, has arguably done more for green energy than any person in the U.S. at all in the world, arguably. The man who's creating rockets, clearly, he's going to have to deal with other countries. He's dealt with China. He has factories in China for their cars over there. He has dealings with Russia for going to space. You know, he has dealings with many countries. Ukraine sending satellites for the military, for Starlink. This man has deals and meetings with just about every country in the world just because of the nature of his business. So, is that a problem? No, not in my eyes. Absolutely not in my eyes. You know, if he had a vested interest, if he was a member of the government, then we could talk about Elon Musk being a national security risk, you know, dealing with these people. But he's not. He's a private citizen. He's allowed to do whatever he pleases, as long as he is not doing egregious offenses that seriously cause people to question his national security status or whatever you want to call it. Then no, we should not be using this language. And like I said, it's a dangerous precedent to set for a private citizen, especially somebody as successful as Elon Musk. So, a little bit weird. I don't like it personally. I don't think it's good to do this, to have these conversations even, but it needs to be had. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think down below in the description. Did you see this video of Joe Biden? Did you see this idea? What do you think about this? Where could this lead? Because I think that's the important part, is we need to always be thinking, you know, not necessarily in the here and now, but where can this lead? Because, you know, with these extreme policies that we see these days, the policies themselves originate from somebody speaking them as an idea, and years later they become reality. Okay? We can say, oh, this is a national security risk now. Let it go. The public's like, no, it's not. But there's not as much pushback as they expected, so then 2 years later they try it again, and they try it again, and they try it again, and they keep chipping away at the American public's resistance. And eventually 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road, you'll have a U.S. government that's labeling everybody who disagrees with the agenda as a national security risk. That is the issue. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know your thoughts down below. With that being said, like the video if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe here if you're new to Stating the Obvious. This is Joseph Staten. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.